Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Drive-Thru. I'm your host, Tony T, as we broadcast live here on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel and throughout social media. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. That's what we do here on the Drive-Thru, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Is deliver live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners are professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek here at who's on the show here for today. All right, with us is Tony Brown. We got Shane Mickle. Chris Ruvolo was a special appearance. And of course, Al McMurray should sign in a little later in the on the show. And here's our lineup for this evening. We got Ruffalo, Brown, Mickle, McMurray, and I will close this one out. All right, we got some baseball here. Seven games at this hour. Actually, some starting here in just a few minutes here. So be sure to have your sportsbook accounts ready to place your bets in these games because we're going to have some 6 o'clock Eastern starts. But on our show, all our plays here at 7 Eastern Time and later. So let's go ahead and let's get the show underway. Let's go ahead and welcome in Chris Ruvolo. You'll find him here morning shows every day at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And now, Chris, how's it going?
Yeah, good, Tony. How you doing?
Doing great. Appreciate you coming in on a short notice. A lot of, fatherly duties. We got a lot of fathers here on our show. And, they had some little bit of these late minute, last second fatherly duties sometimes chip in, which you may find out at some point.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I got a Chihuahua. That's close. It's the closest I'm getting for right now, but we'll have to see. Maybe sometime down the road.
Many times the road. All right, here we go. 7 each time. A team near and dear to your heart, the Blue Jays, here to host the Rays. $1.45 on the Blue Jays side, total 9.5.
And Tony, I was thinking about it today, and I've actually had a couple people reach out to me and ask me. A lot of the time, you're hearing us mention the term FIP on the morning shows, on some of our videos, and it's basically an advanced analytic that's become a lot more popular. Fielding independent pitching. Basically, it's weighing only the things that a pitcher can control: home runs, strikeouts, unintentional walks, and based on balls, stuff like that. And FIP is going to be a very important thing to consider in this play that I'm giving out tonight. Now, you've got the Tampa Bay Rays coming into this one. Looks like a bullpen game. I'm seeing Matt Whistler listed as the starter here, and we all know how well this opener/bullpen game strategy has worked out for the Tampa Bay Rays in the past. But you look, over the last few weeks, the Tampa Bay Rays have a 3.48 ERA for the bullpen, but the bullpen has a 5.17 FIP, meaning that they're getting pretty lucky to have the ERA where it is, and maybe those breaks won't come their way as often. They're due to regress a little bit. On the flip side, you got Yusei Kikuchi listed as the starter for the Toronto Blue Jays, and I will tell you as a Toronto Blue Jays fan, I'm starting to really question this signing. In his last 5 starts, Kikuchi, a 9.39 ERA, but his FIP at 10.63, suggesting that Kikuchi is actually lucky to have a 9.39 ERA where he is right now in his last 5 starts. These are two offenses that can hit. Obviously, we know the offensive potential that the Toronto Blue Jays have with guys like Vladimir Guerrero, Bo Bichette, Alejandro Kirk, and the like. But the Tampa Bay Rays, I think, are going to be able to do damage off of Kikuchi as well. How we have a total at only 8.5, maybe even 9, I'm seeing in some places, is beyond me. I see this game getting well into double digits. I'm taking the over.
All right, then we got Chris here going over the total in this one. I think we're seeing 9.5 here. This one's been moving up. And I think one of the reasons we're seeing is some people are seeing here the primary pitcher in this game is we have an opener listed, and they're pulling him up from the minors. Looks like Ryan Yarbrough will see some bulk innings here in this game.
Oh, boy. Well, that's all you needed to say was Ryan Yarbrough. If Yusei Kikuchi wasn't enough to push you towards the over, Ryan Yarbrough will probably be able to do some of that as well. And the thing I didn't mention about Toronto is, they haven't had the best success in the win-loss department, but this has been a team that has been producing offensively. I think it's 23 of their last 33 games they've had at least 6 runs scored. It's just been the bullpen that's let them down, and that's another facet that you got to consider when you're always betting the Toronto Blue Jays, is that bullpen. And I think we talked about it on the morning show. The Blue Jays, they took a step in the right direction by signing Sergio Romo to help out, but there's a lot more that has to be done than just signing Sergio Romo to fix the leaky Toronto bullpen, to say the least.
Yeah, no doubt about that, because you didn't expect Ryu to get hurt. Berrios to be ineffective. I think he's going tomorrow. That's been a little bit of a disappointment with how he's looked at, especially giving up that home run ball.
Well, the thing about Berrios, though, is that you look at his home road splits. His road splits are far worse than how he actually pitches in Toronto. I think he's got an ERA around 3 at home compared to one close to 6 on the road this season. The Ryu thing, I didn't expect Tommy John. I'll say that. I didn't expect. We've all known I think he had hip issues when he was with the Dodgers and some forearm issues. but I didn't expect Tommy John. It's just another signing that the Blue Jays are looking like they might be ruining in a couple of years. But again, I wouldn't be necessarily quick to write off Barrios on the whole. I'd be quick to write him off on the road, though.
Yeah, that's so true. And of course, with the trade deadline looming here, there are some pitchers out there tangling out there. Castillo, Quintana. I think Wnba beat somebody that's under the radar. No one's talking about. I know he's having a down season. His numbers look bad on ERA, but his FIP isn't so bad.
Yeah, I think two pitchers that I would be interested in seeing the Blue Jays acquire. And this is me speaking strictly as a homer. Is Luis Castillo, because I think he has ace type stuff. He just hasn't had the luck of being able to showcase that. And Tyler Mahle is another good name you mentioned, Tony, because this is a guy that's struggled in Cincinnati, but that's because Cincinnati plays in a bandbox, a Great American Ballpark, and Mahle's road splits over the last couple of years far better than how he pitches in Cincinnati. So I think if you give those guys a change of scenery, that could be definitely could be a landing spot for a couple of those guys.
Yeah, it could be interesting there. Rays, Blue Jays over a total of 9.5. This one to have a start time here of 7 Eastern time. All right, Chris, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium here for tonight. Looks like we have 7 games here in the prime time hour. Of course, WNBA and some CFL up there as well. What do you have going on over at the site?
Well, tonight I'm about to have my my 3-pack go off the board. If it hasn't already, I think it was the Astros game that actually took it off the board. So got that 3-pack gone, but I still have my pick-off play for tonight, my $15 play. Had a winning day yesterday, hoping to carry that over in today, and it's going to start with that pick-off play, my best bet on the board. I said for $15, fits any budget. But if you're still looking to get in on something long-term, I can't stress it enough. It's one of your best values. 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, all the way up to a year. Whether it's just with me or someone else part of the 2-for-1 capper deal, pair me up with anyone you see on the show tonight. Tony Brown, Shane, Tony T. We'll make you some money as well as any of the other fabulous handicappers at Pick Dogs. Also got that 2-for-1 capper deal and season passes. And the YouTube Premium, the join button in the description of the video and the feed below. One of the great values in sports handicapping. Tons of options for you guys with Pick Dogs. You just got to go check them out.
Yeah, check out, guys. Got on board here with Christopher over at Pick Dogs. That $15 pick-off play, premium play. It's a great value there. He's made it his best bet. Chris has made it his best bet of the day for Thursday, so get on board with that. Affordable pricing, $15, and it's guaranteed. So if it doesn't win, doesn't show profit, those credits go back into your account. So fantastic value there on that credit guaranteed. Also individual plays. Chris has a 3-pack with his plays up there, including his pickoff play. He's put his 3 best bets together with his pickoff play in that 3-pack for $40. So you can get on board with that 3-pack. Of course, as Chris was mentioning, the long-term pass will serve you well. 3, 7, or 30-day all sports pass. All of Chris's premium plays for that period of time you select. When you go to his handicapper page and you make that purchase, of course, also available right now is a season pass from Chris for the remainder of Major League Baseball. All right, Chris, as always, great having you show. I'll have to talk with you again next week. I know you contribute a lot to the Pick Dogs and Pick Dogs channel with a lot of your write-ups as well on the sites, as well as your morning show every morning here at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, as well as the videos you produce over at the site.
Yeah, I'm going to have the videos up fairly shortly. Got a full slate tomorrow, and we're getting closer to the All-Star break. Can't believe we're in July already, but time flies when you're having fun, and next thing you know, you're going to blink and it's going to be football's preseason. So ready and raring for the fall sports to get started, but still can't forget about baseball.
Can't forget about baseball because tomorrow it's July, and of course here we go with the wall-to-wall sports, training camps coming in, and all the football talk. We're still be grinding baseball. There'll be a lot of football talk, indeed. All right, Chris, you have yourself great. If you can take a look at the chat room, there's somebody out there promoting their service. So I don't know if you have
Gotcha.
All right, then. I'll tune in the morning. All right, Chris, we'll talk with you again next week. Chris Ruffalo here on the drive through, guys. We'll continue our coverage here. Let's go ahead and welcome in next Tony Brown. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs. He does great work up there. Let's see if we can bring in Tony from Las Vegas, Nevada, where they got summer-like temperatures already here. Oh, we're getting close to July anyway, so it is the summer. So let's bring him in right now. Also a fan of the Dodgers, fan of the Raiders as well. Of course, the Raiders training up there up nearby Henderson. How are you doing, Tony?
I'm doing good, Tony. How you doing?
Doing great. All right, here we go. I got the graphic right. He had it. He did it to us last week. We're doing it again here. Going WNBA here with Tony Brown. I know he's got a team there in Vegas in the Aces, but we're going here with they're not on the card tonight. We got the Liberty and the Dream here in New York and Atlanta. The Liberty's moved up to a 5.5-point favorite, total 159.
Yeah, we won it last week, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's the only game on tonight in the WNBA, so I took a look at it, and I'm not a big WNBA fan. We all know that, but I am a fan of money, and I am a handicapper, so I can recognize a trend when I see one. And it looks like these are two teams that are just headed in the opposite directions. Now, what's funny is they both have 8 wins, but the thing is how they got the 8 wins. Again, they're headed in opposite directions. The Liberty started off 1-7. They were horrible to start the season, and they won 7 of their last 10 games, and now that's how they got to their 8 wins. The Dream started off a little better. They were actually 6-3. They only won 2 of their last 10 games, and now they only have 8 wins. So they're on a 3-game losing streak. The Liberty is on a 2-game winning streak. They won 70% of the last 10. Dreams only won 20%. You know what I mean? It's just like the Dream are regressing and the Liberty are going up. Not to mention, the Liberty are at home tonight. The Dream have been absolutely horrible away from home. They're 1-7 in their last 8 road games, and they lost 6 in a row on the road, including an 11-point beatdown to the same Liberty. That's when they were at home, though. So whether they're home, on the road, it really doesn't matter. They're not playing well right now. And not to mention, the New York Liberty, they're big like partners in the Pride Month. You know what I mean? They're one of the faces of the Pride Month stuff for the WNBA, and it's Pride Night over there. So the crowd's going to be rocking. It's almost the all-star game for that league. It's a lot of celebrities in town. They got the home court advantage. They're rolling right now against a slumping Dream team. 5 points, that's a couple of buckets. I think they get the win and the cover at home tonight.
All right, here we go. Tony Brown with the Liberty here, laying the 5.5 against the Atlanta Dream. Yeah, hard to argue that when you look at the Liberty here. They've covered 6 of the past 7, but more importantly, they've taken care of business in the Eastern Conference. 7-0 in their last 7 against the East. Yeah,
they're the beast of the East. They got the one girl. I hate to butcher people's names, so that's why I be trying to just be general. But Sabrina Lascano, is that it? Lascano?
Well, I guess so.
That's the one that Kobe stamped up next as the greatest female player ever. She almost had a triple-double or whatever. So, yeah, they're the beast of the East over there. They definitely didn't lose any games in the Eastern Conference. And so, again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's just a couple of bucks. Let's go for it. We're 1-0 in our WNBA picks. We're looking to make it 2-0.
There you go. Tony Brown to the WNBA here. Liberty laying the 5.5 against the Dream. This one starts here at 7 Eastern time. All right, Tony Brown. Let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium for tonight. Showing great profit here the past 7 days. 334 units of profit. Looks like we're down to about a 5-game card for Major League Baseball in the primetime hours. You got us the WNBA game. What do you have going over at the site?
Yeah, I got not WNBA. I have 4 MLB games tonight. You can get my Thursday triple pack. You get my best 3 plays on the board. And then I got my $15 holler. It's one of my better plays. Like I said, I don't give out bad plays, but we put it at a discounted price so everybody can afford it and everybody can come on in.
That's right, guys. Get on board here with Tony Brown over at Pick Dogs. A premium is a 10-star, $15 Thursday thumper. Get on board with that. Major League Baseball pick for you up there. Also has plays individually up there on the site. He's got his MLB Diamond play up there, a 1-day pass. Of course, his $10 MLB Diamonds play, 10-star, I should say, 10-star Diamond play up there, as well as that $15 Thursday thumper. Now, these individual plays, these one-offs, 1-day passes are all guaranteed to show a profit, or the credits, your system is credited back into your account. So check that out there with these one-offs. The long-term passes aren't, because they're sold at a discount rate. We're talking about Tony Brown's 3, 7, $30 sports pass. You get all of his premium plays for that period of time. You select when you go into his handicapper page and you make that purchase. And of course, Tony Brown, of course, that we're in this year-round. There's year-round sports, and you have offering here a 1-year VIP all sports pass.
Yeah, the 1-year VIP, first of all, a lot of people keep questioning it. It's not a 1 season. It's not like the baseball season, or if you bought it, now the hockey's over. It's not the hockey season. It's a 1 year. It's 365 days of play. So if you buy it tonight, you get all my plays from every sport until this time next year. So it's a VIP 1-year pass, and it's the only way to go if you're legit serious about making money. You're going to spend that same money if you just buy all my plays this baseball season. Baseball is the only game in town right now. If you keep buying individual plays, you'll probably pay more than that. This, you get all my plays from every league: football, NHL, NFL, college, all the sports. There's no upselling. You get the playoffs and championship picks included for one low price.
Yeah, one low price, guys. Get over with Tony Brown over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the good results for the last 7 days. You can get his VIP 1 year all sports pass here. A very good value right now, $12.99. Of course, if you look at 12 months, it's a little bit more than $100 plus whatever that would be, about $130 a month there when you do the math. Very good value right there. So get on board with it right now from Tony Brown over at Pick Dog Spring with that 1 year all sports pass. Tony, it's always great having your show. Continue that success, and we'll talk with you again next week.
Always a pleasure to be here. I appreciate it, Tony, and I'll see you guys next week.
You got it. Tony Brown here on The Drive-Thru. Let's continue our coverage, guys. If you would, we're here with you Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time with The Drive-Thru. Don't forget the morning shows at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Of course, we always ask you guys to like and subscribe to our channel. Set notifications so you can be live with us, so you can bet into the best numbers. Let's continue on. Let's see, we've got a pronunciation for the player, Sabrina Ionescu. Thank Ramon in the chat room for that. Let's continue on here on The Drive-Thru. Now it is time to welcome in our man Shane Mickle. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs. He resides in Minnesota. There's been a lot of news today involving the Big Ten. Of course, we were talking about that before the show started here, as there's rumors of USC and UCLA coming over. Maybe some more teams as rumors will start to mill. I don't think they just want 2 teams over there, but let's bring them in right now. Shane, what's happening?
How's it going today?
Pretty good. Yeah, everybody here's kind of out here just kind of like, what's going on? What's going on with USC, UCLA with that Big Ten possible move, huh?
Yeah, definitely. It sounds like the Big Ten could be growing, and that would be interesting to see how that matches up with the SEC.
Yeah.
But more talking the Twin Cities of the last few days have been able to blow game after game after game, and the lead in the Central going down to 1.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how this all plays out. A lot of time still left to go to see if this move happens here. Reports come in. It looks like Devin Booker is going to be in Phoenix for another 4 years. Just come down the pipeline here. $214 million extension. All right, here we go here with the Pirates and Brewers tonight, 7 Eastern time. Brewers are coming in road favorites, total 8.5.
Yeah, the Brewers are playing some good baseball. I think this is a place that you take the Pirates. You know, looking at JT Brubaker, that 1-7 record, and that ERA in year 5. Is a bit concerning, but a lot of those struggles happened earlier in the year. And a big issue with him is he's been going up against opposing teams' aces, and it's really hurt his record. You know, he's only been giving up 1, 2, maybe 3 runs his last few starts. But the Pirates haven't been able to capitalize with a victory. I think in this game, going against Adrian Hauser, has really struggled. I think the Pirates are finally going to give him that run support here. I'm going to take the Pirates pulling the upset.
All right, we got Shane here on the Pirates here, plus 105 here against the Brewers. Yeah, you know, Brubaker, I remember seeing that game against the Dodgers. He looked pretty solid up there. And, you know, ERA 4.14, it's not too very close to being under 3, which people find is respectful. He's getting the strikeouts. Walk rate a little high. The ground ball is pretty good at 43%. It does limit his home runs over there. And, you know, the starter here for the Brewers, we had seen for the most of the afternoon that it looked like it was going to be Alexander, right? But it looks like Milwaukee is going to go with, and it is confirmed now, they're going with Hauser in this one.
Yeah, and he's been inconsistent at best this season, and I think that's definitely a good reason to take care of the Pirates.
Yeah, that's no doubt about that. Yeah, because it looked like we were going to get Alexander. That was the thought here, but it looks like for sure we do have confirmation here of Hauser now the starter here for the Brewers here against JT Brubaker. And, of course, this one here has Shane is on the Pirates here, plus 105 against the Brewers. And this one will have a start time here of 7 Eastern time. All right, Shane, let's go over at Pick Dodge Premium here for tonight. Looks like we're going to have a 5-game card here in the primetime hours. And we got some games here at this hour starting. Of course, there is a WNB and CFL on the board as well. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, tonight a lighter card. Most of my MLB games have gone. But I still have one pick up there tonight, my MLB underdog of the day. But hop on something long term, you know, get that 7-day pass, or even that 3-day pass. Now I'm gonna have a big card out for UFC 276 on Saturday. Might be the best card of the summer, maybe the best card of the entire UFC season so far. That takes place on Saturday night, so definitely hop on something long term. Or if you just like betting UFC, make sure to check out that package on Saturday night.
Yeah, that's right, guys. I get aboard with Shane Mickle over at Pick Dogs Premium. He does have an underdog winner up there tonight. Of course, the long-term pass is the way to go, as we're talking about here on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That 3-day pass will get you on board here with Shane's baseball here for the next 3 days. as well as that UFC card coming up here for Saturday with that 3-day all sports pass. A really good price up there for $79 for Shane's 3-day all sports pass. And of course, that includes all his baseball. Of course, that big UFC card that's coming up here this weekend. Remember, in the UFC, Shane, right? Isn't the it's not the main card, but the mid card there is going to be on ABC, correct?
Yep. And then the main card will be pay-per-view. But yeah, definitely don't sleep on this card. You're right. For people who know UFC, Uriah Hall is a pretty big thing even before the ABC card. So that just tells you how big a card this is going to be.
Yeah, big card there from UFC. So get on board with Shane's 3-day all sports pass and get his baseball and his UFC card here for this weekend. Of course, the next 3 days of baseball and then that big UFC card for Saturday. Of course, you can add a second capper with that 2-for-1 cap promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Shane, as always, great having your show. Continue that success, and we'll talk with you again next week.
Sounds good. Have a good weekend. Happy 4th of July, guys.
That's right. Happy 4th to everyone, and Shane as well. Shane Mickle here on the drive through. Hey, guys, if you missed any of our picks, we'll do a complete recap here at the end of the show. Unable to make the show tonight was Mills, but we do have his pick for you, and let me see if Big Al McMorty has signed it. He said he'll be a late sign-in. It was possible he will not make the show, but let me just double check to see if we've got him here on our camera view. I don't see Big Al here yet, so we'll just go ahead and go to my pick. And let's see, Big Al McMorty. I don't see him on the screen set right now, so we're going to go ahead and go to my pick. So let's go to my pick right now. So let's go ahead and bring up the card for my game. I think we're all set to roll here with my game. Here we go. We're going to look at this Mariners and Athletics game at 10 Eastern time. Mariners 225. The total sits here at 7.5 runs, and we're going to be going here on the under the 7.5 with Oakland and the Seattle Mariners. As a matter of fact, I just want to make sure I verify these starters. It will be it will be Logan Gilbert here for Seattle. We expect Adrian Martinez to go here for the Oakland Athletics. Martinez, had one start, allowed no runs and 4 hits and 3 strikeouts in 5 1/3 innings against the Tigers in his debut early in May. He does return from AAA, where he pitches in a tough park to pitch in Las Vegas. That's a tough place to play with that elevation there. Logan Gilbert. Al is on, so we'll get to Al in a second here right after my pick. Logan Gilbert will start for Seattle. Gilbert, 15 starts. He puts up an ERA of 2.44, whip of 1.09. The right-hander, 25% strikeout. Ground ball rate's pretty good, limits his home runs. Of course, the Athletics lost 7 of 9. This is not a really strong hitting team. This is a pitcher's ballpark. Run production still is an issue here for Seattle, even in that series against Baltimore. We're going under 7.5 runs here with the Oakland Athletics Seattle Mariners, and this one will start tonight at 10 Eastern time. Hey guys, check out Pick Dogs Premium. I've got my 3-pack is off already, but I do have my $15 premium play up there for you right now. It's on a later game for tonight, so get on board with that. Also, on that $15 play, I'm the #1 unit producer over at Pick Dogs in Major League Baseball for this season. So get on board. And of course, you could also pair me up with another capper with that 2-for-1 cap promotion with my long-term passes, 3, 7, and 30-day out sports. All my premium plays for that period of time you select when you go over to my handicapper page and you make that purchase. So match me up with guys like Shane, with Big Al McMorty, with Chris, with Tony Brown, with Shane Mickle. 2-for-1 cap promotion, your best value over there at Pick Dogs Premium. Let's continue on here with the show. Looks like we do have Al McMorty ready to roll, so let's bring him in right now. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs. He's got a baseball game for us. He's a top unit producer over at Pick Dogs Premium right now, all documented at the site. Let's bring him in right now. Al, how's it going? Oh, I think I got you on mute. There you go.
Forgot the most important part, right?
That's right.
Yeah, how are you doing today, Tony?
Doing great, Big Al. All right, here we go tonight, 8 Eastern time. The Cubs here. It looks to be at home here against the Reds. The Cubs, $1.30, total 10.5.
Yeah, I like Cincinnati in this ballgame. A couple of reasons stand out. I guess first and foremost, Graham Ashcraft's day-night splits. In 4 nighttime starts this year, a 0.99 ERA. He's 4-0 in those games. His whip over those 4 starts, 0.73. In his daytime starts, he's been ugly. 14 innings pitched, 12 runs, a whip of 1.78, an ERA of 7.71. So he's got a completely different success rate, in daytime versus nighttime. Tonight's game, of course, is at night, so we'll take Ashcraft to continue his spotless play in his nighttime starts. The other reason I like it is the Cubs are really bad at home this year, 14-26, minus 13.0 net gains at Wrigley Field. The line here is 10.5 runs. When you've had a high total in Cubs games this year of 10 runs or more, they're 7-21 in those 28 games. So that doesn't bode well for the Cubbies here. And then Kyle Hendricks, he's made one start earlier this year versus Cincinnati. He was completely bombed with 4 runs in 4 innings. His career ERA in 23 starts versus Cincinnati, pedestrian, but on the high side, 4.47. So I'll take the Cincinnati Reds with Graham Ashcraft today, Tom.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, Ashcraft has put up some really solid numbers. Only one interesting thing here, though, I don't know, of course, if you track this. I know some people track the weather. There's some stats out there when the weather's 10 miles per hour or higher, total hits certain ways. I don't have the exact stat, and I should. But anyway, the wind tonight looks like it's going to blow 14 miles per hour. That's what it shows right here. Yeah,
I mean, I'm one of those guys that thinks, like, once it's a known thing, it's all built into the line. So it doesn't. I mean, that's why the line is what it is, and I don't. If you know it ahead of time, that's one thing, but after the fact, it's just noise.
It's just the line out where it's adjusted already. Okay, Reds plus 110 against the Cubs. This one to have a start time 8 Eastern time for you. All right, Big Al, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium, where you are the top unit producer over at Pick Dogs. 3,522 units of profit. Also showing profit past 7 days. Top of leaderboards over at Pick Dogs past 7 days for the 2022 year as well. Still 5 games in prime time here over at Pick Dogs for tonight. What do you have going on over at the site?
I have a baseball play tonight, Tony. I only had 1 game on Thursday's card. It does go tonight, going for our 8th win in a row overall. I've also already posted 2 USFL football plays for the championship game. I'm hitting 62% in USFL football this season. We were 2-0 last week in the semifinal matchups, and I've got the side and total winner in the championship game between Birmingham and Philadelphia on Sunday. And I also have a big play on the side. It's my USFL football game of the year, so I welcome everyone to join.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Big Al McMorty over at Pick Dogs. Premium top unit producer for 2022 over at Pick Dogs. 3,522 units of profit, all document. Go over to Pick Dogs Premium and go down to Pick History. You can see every play that Big Al has released on the site. Also, the top unit producer, one of the top unit producers for the past 7 days. You'll see him on top of leaderboards as well. He does have his Big Al's USL football game of the year up there. Also, a site in total up there as well. The total up there as well, I should say. And of course, your best value there is get that long-term pass. You want to try out Big Al for a week. He's got a 3, 7, or 30 Al sports pass. You get all of his premium plays for that period of time. You select when you go to his handicapper page and you make that purchase. The top unit producer for 2022 already has his NFL season pass up there, as well as his combination NFL and college football season pass. It's only $250 more when you add college football. And I assume that these cover the postseason and the bowl games as well.
Yeah, all the way through the Super Bowl, college and pro, even preseason. For those who like to, dip their toes in the water there, it's everything I've got in football.
There you go. Very good value right there with Big Al's NCAA and NFL football season selections there from the top unit producer from 2021. He's also doing it again in 2022. So get on board right now with Big Al McMorty at a second capper.
Tony, I just have a question, just because I've been running around with my head cut off all day. What the hell's going on with UCLA and USC?
There's some talk that they want to go to the Big Ten. And it's really talk
right now. But how? I mean, I'm sure you're on top of the story. How advanced are the talks? Is it late stage? Is it early stage?
Early preliminary talks.
Preliminary talks, which means it's a done deal, right?
Yeah, it means it's a done deal, and they're just it's a quite interesting story, because you think, is it just going to be UCLA and USC? And you think about, and you look at the power ratings for the conferences, I think they would probably want to include Oregon and Stanford. I think those are the 2 next best programs.
To be honest with you, just because the Big Ten already has 14. Yeah. Right? I think all they would take would be USC and UCLA and end it there.
That's possible.
Why would you want to have 18? The whole thing's goofy, right? It's just like you get to the point where you can't even play every team in your conference. So why is it even a conference? It's just dumb. It's almost like it's just a TV deal.
Yeah, it is a TV deal, but it's just, again, the power of the Oregon team, right? The money from Stanford. That's the Bay Area for recruiting, right? There's a lot of that's going on into this. Is in the talks right now. I'm just people are speculating there'd be more teams. We'll see how that rolls here, but again, it only means the Mountain West will probably fill in the Pac-12, maybe Boise State, BYU into the Pac-12.
It'll be the Pac-10. Go back to the Pac-10.
Well, right? I don't think so. I think, again, if the Rose Bowl is still in play for the Pac-12, it may be you may see Boise State and BYU make the move.
I mean, it's just mind blowing because, like, especially when you bring up the Rose Bowl, when you consider, like, but wait, like, the Rose Bowl, it's not Michigan versus USC anymore. It's,
I know.
like it's USC versus Oregon. That's not the Rose Bowl.
That's not the Rose Bowl or Washington, or look at what the Arizona schools have not had. I think the Arizona State's been in. Arizona has not. The Oregon schools, Oregon State's not played well. But think about it. It's been really top heavy with USC, Stanford, UCLA, Oregon in the Pac-12, right across college basketball and college football. I think some of the lesser schools have really let this conference down in my book.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But I mean, it's sort of the case with the Big Ten too. I mean, it's always the heavyweights at the top and everyone else. I don't know. This is just, I've always been against these conference expansions, and this is like really the nail in the coffin of any kind of tradition.
No, yeah. They're just grabbing. It's all about the money grab now, right? This is really what it is. Also, too, with obviously with the players getting paid, USC's and UCLA's were going to be very attractive for these conferences because, as it's money
it's
out
the Los Angeles, the media market, and everything. Oh, well, I mean, I'm happy to the extent that I live in Los Angeles, so I can go to my alma mater's games out here, and I don't have to travel to Ann Arbor anymore to watch a Michigan football game.
But the interesting thing here, and someone was bringing it up, and people are bringing it, what's going to happen here in these November games when you have the LA schools going out into the Midwest, into the East, playing those cold weather games.
I mean, they'll play the game. I don't think
they'll play the game, right? Well,
yeah, I mean, it's football, right? I mean, they'll go out to Rutgers and they'll beat the shit out of Rutgers in New Jersey. I mean,
Maryland, and that's what we're saying. They'll probably schedule the Marylands and the Rutgers in the November and play Michigan and Ohio State no later than October. That's probably what they'll do.
I just wish as these conferences expand with the noteworthy schools that they would just shed the garbage schools. I mean, you just wish the Big Ten would say, okay, we'll bring in USC and UCLA, but we're going to get rid of Purdue and we're going to get rid of Northwestern or whatever, and just do it that way. But it's like they expand, but they never get rid of these other schools.
And it's true because we get excited about expansion, but how often are they going to play these schools, right? How often is USC going to play Michigan when you have 18 teams in a conference, right? Do they want to play 8 or 9? They probably want to play 8 conference games. I
mean, you would just like to see them just get rid of the schools that aren't bringing anything to the table anymore, and because there's no reason why the Big Ten has to at this point have Northwestern in the conference or Purdue in the conference or some of these other schools.
Yeah, they do, but getting them out is hard. It's pretty hard. It may be a difficult process. I know it wasn't difficult to get rid of Temple. I think they've been kicked out of a couple, three or 4 conferences in their lifetime.
Oh well, news of the day.
News of the day. So that's interesting. This story here, the bombshell with UCLA and USC, possibly in preliminary talks to move to the Big Ten. We'll see how far what happens here in the next few weeks. Should be interesting as we lead up here to college football, not too far away. All right, Big Al, as always, great having you on the show. We'll talk with you next week, but I know you're also part of the weekend crew.
Yeah, Saturdays and Sundays on the YouTube channel with Mitch and Chris and Brian Bittler and Al Ninos and Jovan, and a lot of guys join. So it's a good time.
Good time. So tune in.
10 a.m. Eastern.
10 a.m. Eastern time, which is 7 a.m. Al McMorty time. So right before bedtime. Right before bedtime.
Yeah, exactly. Right before. Don't remind me.
All right. Well, I won't remind you. All right, you got it. Big Al McMorty here on the drive through. All right, let's continue our coverage, guys. You got my pick already, so let's get right to the recap. So we'll go ahead and put up the games here as promised. We'll get the recap in for you right now. Let's go ahead and get in the games for today. We're also going to give you Mills's pick. He was a late scratch on our show today, so let's get the games up for you right now. I think we got them ready to roll. Here's the recap for tonight. We started off with Chris. Chris liked the Rays and Blue Jays over 9.5. Tony Brown off his WNBA winner with Seattle. Well, he says I'm not. It's not broke. There's no way don't need to fix it. So let's come back with WNBA. So he does. Liberty -5.5 against the Dream. Shane Mickle was on the Pirates +105 against the Brewers. Mills, here's Mills's pick. He likes Joe Musgrove over 5.5 strikeouts against the LA Dodgers. Al McMorty on the Reds +110 against the Cubs. Yours truly, Athletics Mariners under 7.5. The play I like the most here, of these up here, I like the Reds here, plus 110 against the hapless Cubs from Big Al McMorty. All right, that'll do it for this edition here of the Drive-Thru, guys. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow live, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring in our handicappers from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Plays to give out live free picks for the games in prime time. Don't forget to get started every single day, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. It's the morning show. We got Mitch, we got Chris, we got Brian Biller, and of course Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. And all the video series now produced here by many of the Pick Dogs. You'll find a video series from Brian Biller, Ron Romanelli, Joanne Burtz, and Chris Ruffalo with his videos as well. So tune in, like, subscribe. And of course, we always tell you guys, set those notifications so when we're live, you're live with us and you can bet into the best numbers, especially on the Saturday shows, because the Saturday shows, not only the morning show, we also have the UFC show with Mills and with Brad Francis. And they drop those shows on Saturday with all the latest information, all the late picks. So make sure you like and subscribe and set notifications so you're notified for those great UFC picks from Brad and Mills on Saturdays. All right, that will do it for our show for today. Let's go ahead and bring in the crew for today. We're going to wait. Goodbye to you guys. Have yourself a great evening. We'll talk to you guys again.